Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Let's see. Are we live on Twitch? Yes. Are we live on YouTube? I think so. All right. Welcome to Code Hangout number 249, where I'm going to look at some Thinky Daily's tasks, including some iOS debugging, which probably involves bugs that also happen in in SudokuPad. So that's never a problem, never a bad thing. I do remember not struggling to see the iPhone screen on the Mac. And I was just looking at it, and there's supposed to be an iPhone mirroring app, and it doesn't exist. And now it turns out that it's not available in the EU. So I'm pretty sure Chrome can do some remote debugging. So let's just open this puzzle in Chrome here on this MacBook. Oh, it's going to open up ton of things, so let's just do this. We're probably going to close a whole lot of these things. Let's just close. Let me just I don't think I need all these up here. Just close, 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 close. Close, 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 and close. All right. Now, can I? There's developer tool somewhere. Somewhere. Up. Profiles tab. History. Let's see. If I say remote view Chrome iOS from MacBook, can we do that? So if I open Chrome here, and I don't know if it'll work on if the bug is replicable on Chrome, but I think it'll be a little bit easier. Chrome remote desktop app from App Store. Okay, that's a new one. Let me find the App Store. Remote desktop. Chrome remote desktop. That sounds odd to me. Why would it be Chrome branded? Is this a hallucinations? Windows App Mobile, Windows Chrome. Yeah, this is not a thing. Chrome remote from the App Store and sign in. This is so dumb. All right, I want to do it via DevTools. So open Chrome, go to the engineer signed in on Mac, iPhone. Okay, so we gotta go here. So if I go here, right, and then here we'll go on the phone. We'll go on into Chrome. Because if I can't show it to you guys, it's a little dumb. So if I go to... now the problem is it's not directly locked. No, wait. Did something happen? Because it's not directly plugged into the laptop. It's plugged into a docking station with a very long... Because I couldn't find my normal iPhone special cable. And this one is... a really long one, so I don't know if it works properly. And it's plugged into a USB-A port on the docking station, which might be problematic. So I don't see devices here. Let's see, what do I have to do to enable on iOS? Open Chrome, go to settings, you're signed in. All right, so go to open Chrome, go to settings. All right, I'm signed in with Sven codes, so I might have to switch here. All right, let me do this off screen in case I need to type something in. I don't have... Oh god, I don't have my profile in here. This is going to be problematic, okay. Sorry if I'm kind of I'm trying to remember passwords that I don't use very often. Okay, now I have to sign in from my Pixel phone, which is Very roundabout. But that's maybe working. Okay. No thanks. No syncing, please. Choose your search engine. Yeah, Google is fine. Okay. Now it's put me in a new browser window. Because of course it does. Can I open this, the devices tab on this one? Maybe. Okay, so I'm now on the same account as I'm logged in on the phone, but I'm not seeing anything here. Because on Android, you have to do all sorts of shenanigans to enable developer mode and stuff. I don't know if I have to do something like this. It's also possible because it's an iPhone 6, so it's pretty old. Okay, I'm not seeing it. iPhone Chrome, not listed in Chrome devices. Privacy. iPhone installs Chrome devices for syncing or casting. First, enable local network access for Chrome in your iPhone settings. All right, iPhone. Sorry if but I'd rather do this with company than my own. Otherwise, I'll go crazy. Oh, say privacy and security, and I'm hoping this settings layout is somewhat similar to how it is with modern phones. I'm not seeing setting. I'm in settings. There's no privacy and security. Maybe under general. Privacy? Ah, there's a privacy. Is there a local network? Yes. Apps that have requested permission to find and communicate with devices in your local network will appear here. On the same Wi-Fi, toggle Chrome sync on off. And update both Chrome and iOS. Local network and toggle on access for Chrome. Connected via cable. It doesn't work over cable? Special tap, trust, and iPhone screen when prompted. I did that. Try to restart both devices. No reports that iOS device often cannot connect to web pages via USB in Chrome, unlike Android. Alright, let me unplug and unplug back in. So it's gonna do some sort of, oh yes, trust. Okay, and wants my pin again. Okay. So we've done the trusted. Go settings, general settings, general, and transfer or reset iPhone, or reset iPhone, reset location privacy to force the trust prompt to reappear. Wait, what? Erase all content? No, I don't really want to do that right now. This is not on Windows. Okay. iPhone listed on Chrome, on Mac OS, Chrome, DevTools, devices. iPhone not appearing in development in Safari. Alright, let's try Safari. I feel like I've done it with Safari in the past. So if I go on the phone, I should also have Safari here. And it's more likely that the bug is in Safari. Safari is just very, very, very buggy. Come on. Start it. What are you waiting for? All right. And then develop, show web inspector. Wait, develop, show web inspector. Ah, here we go. iPhone 6. All right. Let's go to Thinky Games. Here we go. Let's go to here. Okay, so it doesn't replicate the thing. Can Safari DevTools show iPhone display. Yes, our dashboards can display and interact with an iPhone screen, either by mirroring or connected physical device, blah, blah, blah. We insert the live debugging websites, home screen apps, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Physical iPhone mirror. Connect your phone via USB. Okay. Double menu device main. Okay. iPhone on near dedicated iPhone mirror. Yeah, no, I don't have that available. Display menu. But that's... Connect your iPhone over... Develop menu, device name. Okay, yeah. Okay, I have the web inspector. Enable develop menu. Connect via USB. Yes. Live debugging. Editable. Display full browser UI. Okay. Where? Where is this? One of these buttons? Do I have to do something clever somewhere around here? I can see the... Yeah, and in fact, on the phone screen it flashes, but I'd like to view the screen and show that to you. Connect via network. Sure. Open page with. Developer settings. That doesn't look like a lot. Overview. Enable inspecting your device from connected Mac. Open settings, app, Safari, show the around, instructor toggle, now collect and rise, blah blah. Yes. Connecting with the network, iOS simulators, inspecting the web page. You open Safari and iPhone appears in a submenu and connected device of the... Yeah, okay. Find inspect, select your... Okay, let's just see if we can replicate the issue. So the issue... and I'm gonna just copy the report over. So that's basically... whoops, nope. It's doing that. So... issue... So double tapping a puzzle now selects text on page. Also, yeah. And I basically want to look into this because we have some other related things. Investigate zoom swipe, other touch controls, interactions. All right. So apparently it might be happening with basically this puzzle. So that's what I'm looking at on the phone right now. Now, double tapping a puzzle and I select text on the page. Okay. Not on the puzzle. On the puzzle it's just placing the axis. Now if I long select on text, yes. Even double tapping on text doesn't do it for me. Alright, let's see. iOS emulator. I think how to start an iOS emulator. I'm pretty sure the iOS emulator is part of Xcode. Yeah. Okay, so we have Xcode somewhere here. There it is. So download, install simulator runtime, open Xcode, navigate settings, preferences, platforms. Select the components you want to get started with. iOS. I have to download and install first. I thought that was all set up. I thought it was all set up. Is that my password? Yeah. Okay. All right. While that's happening, download Xcode and Mac OS, install simulated runtimes, open Xcode, navigate. I'm curious if the issue might be replicable on Android. I doubt it because Android isn't as buggy as iOS, but let's try. Maybe it's like a puzzle thing rather than sorry, maybe it's something on the site rather than related to I mean, like I'm tapping and it's just placing stars. Am I looking at the right puzzle? This is 1-4. 1 puzzle 4, yeah. Maybe multiple keys, multiple... Yeah, no. No. Nope. If I long tap on text anywhere on the screen, it does do the thing. All right. I don't have a touch screen on the Mac, so I don't think I can test that. Can I? Okay. So I don't want to create a project. I want to start the simulator, and it says to start the simulator. Necessary macOS, Xcode, Open Developer Tools. I don't know what they mean by Open Developer Tool. Here, maybe? Okay. Simulator. All right. If I recall correctly, this one is a little sluggish. So it might take a while to start up. All right. In the meantime, we have also a button to do. So, oops, wrong buttons. So we have a button task. And basically, what happens currently is that on the last puzzle of the season, the button doesn't do the right thing, basically. My code isn't smart enough. The problem is we need to solve the puzzle again, I think. Let me see if I can log in with my other account. I need an incognito window. Because I think on my other account... Where do I get an incognito window? God damn it. In my other account, I think I have already solved this puzzle. And I don't know if I want to solve it again, because that was a tricky one and it was a bit messy. So let me sign in. Sign with Google. Sign in with the Kilroy email address. More pins, more stuff, more everything. In the meantime, we have this running. So let's see if we can start this. Now, the problem is it's only simulating touch input. So it might actually be... No, I don't know. What are you doing here? Let me just do something. Can I? Nope. Can I? I don't know. Clicking didn't do anything. And you see, that's why having a touchscreen would be handy. Because if you're developing an iOS app, it would be nice to actually debug things correctly with a touchscreen. All right. In the meantime, are we logged in? Yeah. So I've... Spoilers are ahead, because I'm just going to put in the solution, because this puzzle is very tricky to solve. So let's see what we're getting here. So I can't open the page because the server could not be found. See, I can't... Clicking here doesn't do anything. Oh, it does on... Oh, that's weird. One sec. No, it doesn't. I think it's trying to do some smart auto thing, which of course makes it impossible to do anything at all, which is very typical of Apple software. All right. So, I don't know how I'm supposed to emulate touch. So iPhone simulator, how to test touch issues. Because we have a touch issue. Oh, simulator enable visual touching running defaults right.com in your Mac terminal and restarting. Mouse tracker to simulate taps or hold option for two-finger gestures. All right, let's see if I can just tap here with the thing. The problem is I don't know. It's not really about. I don't care about the visual indicator. I care about actual making it a touch event in the code. Use trackpad force to test pressure sensitivity. iPhone touch debug graphics. Use debug graphic quality override. Check it. Blah blah blah. Open develop, especially open elements are correctly registered accessible. Complex hardware device scenarios in simulator. See where touches occur in similar. So how to test touch related bugs. Testing touch related bugs next is done using mouse clicks. Option shift keys for multi-touch pinch to specific. How does that's testing mouse related bugs, not touch related bugs? Unless the simulator translates it to touch, which I don't know if that's what it's doing. Because on an Android device you can just plug in a mouse and you can get mouse events on the website as well. So anyways, I still don't seem to be able to replicate any of the issues. Also oh, okay. That was a triple swipe down. No, triple swipe up, double swipe down, double up. No, triple double tap. Okay, I don't think we're gonna get very far with that. So let's have a look at the next thing button. So puzzle solved. So now we get the double screen because it's the end of the season. Next season starts in refresh now. So that's the issue. So let's have a quick look at what that looks like. Next season starts refresh now. So that's wrong, obviously. I'm gonna set these tasks in progress. I don't want to show a lot of code, but then you guys know how to keep a secret, right? And I don't have my chat visible. Hey, Keith. Sorry, I didn't say hi before. I'm running out of screen space. I need more screens. So the dialogue. I remember working on this dialogue. It's the solved modal. Let's give us our code a little bit more space here. Let's do it like this, right? So we have a bunch of things regarding the buttons. The refresh now is a new... Oh, okay. We want to actually, obviously, we need to be testing this locally. Now, locally, I might not have a puzzle 61. 1 second. Let me just quickly check, because I have a local backend, basically. So I need to log into my local backend, I think. Yes. And I'm gonna check how many puzzles I have in season 1. So season 1 has 4 puzzles. So if I go to 1-4, we should be able to get that same dialogue. Here we go. And we're actually getting a bunch of errors. Oh no, those are related to something else. Okay. So I should be able to press results and see this, and then we can test it from here. And the refresh now, that doesn't even work. Interesting. So next button, let's word wrap this here. Next season start date. So time to next puzzle is greater than 0. Next puzzle in. Blah, blah, blah. Next season starts in. Next season start date now. And that is checked with time to next puzzle is greater than 0. And the next season start date. So it's the countdown that does the refresh now thing. But that doesn't make any sense because the countdown itself can't do anything. So I think it implies that the countdown has detected. Well, okay, let's output these. Let's do this and this and this and this and this. Yeah. And up here, I'm just gonna say console.log. We'll output this, and we'll output whatever now UTC is. And I'm guessing we'll see 2 dates, right? So if I do this, oh, and there are moment objects. I forgot how to turn moment objects to a date. Convert moment to date string. To date. I think it's just dot to date. Yeah, it's just to date. Okay. So to date here. And to date here, just because visually my brain will be able to figure these out better. So March 4th and April 12th. So April 12th is, yeah. So okay, so the countdown detected, we're way past the current date. And if we look at the countdown component, we have this refresh now text. I don't know how they expected this text to work. Here, refresh now. If complete, return refresh now. I'm just going to ask about that. Oh. I think that means, you're... Okay, I think they're implying the user is supposed to refresh the browser. Okay, it means refresh now. All right. But of course, refreshing now isn't going to do anything. So if I refresh now, we're just back at this puzzle and won't do anything. Okay. So why do we end up here? Let's review that, right? So next slot, time to next puzzle. So time to next puzzle, I'm guessing, is whatever, greater than 0, less than 0, whatever. Whatever is the thing that makes it go that way. Yeah, it's a negative number. So time to next puzzle. Let's minimize all the things that we don't care about. We don't... Modal content. Yeah, we don't care about page 3. We're only caring about this page. And we don't care about this. Okay. So, time next puzzle is greater than 0. Else... that's this part. So, if it's greater than 0, next puzzle in, else we link to the puzzle. But, if there's no next slot, it does this thing. But we basically now want to say, hey, if there's no next slot and the next season has already started, we basically need to go here. All right, so I think that's basically it. So we have a next slot, and the next slot will be undefined, right? And then we basically want to say, I think we can just compare these, right? So if I say next season start date is less than or equal now UTC. So if this is true, or more accurately, the other way around first, right? So we'll do this, then we'll say if it's greater than now UTC, we'll do this thing like that, else we'll do something else, and finally we're gonna go down here. And the something else is gonna be similar to this, but we gotta figure out the actual next puzzle, right? So in this case, yeah, and we can always, because now we know that we're past that date, so we know the next season exists, so we don't have to check if the next season exists. So it's really season plus 1, but season might not be a string. Let's see what season actually is. Oh, I have closed the chat again. Chat is open now, Keith. I hope the audio is good. I hope the music isn't too loud. And okay, Twitch chat should be working as well. So, so this now links to 1-undefined. Oh yeah, because I was looking at season number 1. It's a number. So we should be able to just add to the season. And instead of saying next puzzle, we should just say next season. And it should be just season +1. And slot should just be 1. So now this, if I hover over this, the link should be 2-1. And if I click on it, it goes to 2-1, which I happen to have solved. Okay. I think that's fine. And let's just flip this around just to get the reverse. If the next season hasn't started yet, it'll do this. Next season starts in, but of course it doesn't actually, because we could actually just, yeah, no, let's not flip that. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's really all we need to do here. Okay, let me have a quick look on the Mac where we have, oh, where Parsec isn't updating again for some reason. But we basically have our diff, and it's not very big. That's kind of, that's really all I want to check into. So, oh, where's my mouse? So if we look at this diff, and I think I can make this a little bigger. Can I not make this bigger? Can I control minus? It control minus on the screen, but this is Parsec, I don't know. Lately it's not always updating properly. But basically we're adding these two. And the next season starts in is still here. Unfortunately, Git isn't smart enough to see that properly. And then we added the second button to it. I think that's all we need for this one. So I think that's actually done. All right. Oh god, I'm looking at, yeah. This is horrendous because I don't know why Parsec is instantly, like, it works for a couple of seconds and then just stops. I don't know. And then other times it just works fine forever, for long, plenty of time. And I don't know why. You see, right now it's working and it might just stop working again for no apparent reason. All right. Thanks for letting me know, Keith. All right, so that's actually already done basically. So blah blah blah. So resolution. Basically, if next season has already begun, show next season and link to season +1, comma puzzle 1. All right, I think that is a good resolution to that issue. Now I wish, what am I looking for? I'm looking for this. So the pencil marking is done. Double tapping on the puzzle line selects text on page, zooming in on visual riddle page. Also investigate zoom, swipe, other touch controls, interactions. Check one for yeah. So as far as I can replicate on my test phone, which is an iPhone 6, I can't actually break it in any way. Now, it is a problem because I'm not entirely certain if it's a limitation of my little old iPhone here. If it's just, hey, the person did something weird, maybe has some sort of accessibility settings enabled or whatever, like some other circumstance that changes how their phone operates. Maybe they have gestures enabled. I don't know. The other thing is, it would be good to know if these issues appear on Android, because obviously it's a lot easier for me to test on Android. I'm gonna close the screen. This phone is getting hot. I don't know why. I hope it's not like a issue with refreshes on how the rendering works in Next.js, because I don't know if any of you guys remember, but I remember how F-puzzles used to heat up people's phones, including my own. I'm thinking I'm gonna look at another task, which is basically about zoomability of picture puzzles. Of picture puzzles. I don't know if I have any picture puzzles in my current test set. Let me check with my CMS backend thingy. We have. Let's just look at the puzzles, and if I don't have one, we'll just add one. I don't think we have one. Shadowy Pursuit. Puzzle lines. All right, I'm gonna grab one from the live site where I should have a CMS link somewhere. I don't. I'll have to log in on the other screen for Securitas. We still need to find a puzzle, a picture puzzle, and I don't know which one is it. Let's see. Where I had Thinky Games open here somewhere. Did I just close it all? No, Thinky Games. So that's the final one, season 1. If I go to season 2, I think there was one in the top like 4. Waltonian Plumbers, Cryptic Crest. I think when it doesn't have a genre, it might be a picture puzzle. All right, so we'll grab 2-4. So we'll grab 2-4, which is called a Cryptic Crest. Cryptic Crest. And we'll put it in here. So we do puzzles. We'll say create new. We'll call it a Cryptic Crest 2x4 or 04. Nope, we'll just use an existing one, doesn't matter. Then we'll grab the intro text, I think, even though we don't strictly need it, but if I don't have it, it's kind of weird. I think I'm gonna delete these so I don't have to deal with the images because they don't cut and paste over properly. Right. Win image, I don't think we need anything. Well, might as well fill that in. Mark this as an image. Puzzle. Choose from existing. I think... no, I think this one we actually do need. So, I think I should be able to... Can I just drag this over? Maybe. Cool. Solution. Spoiler alert. We have this. We have hints. Keyboard type QWERTY. And save. Fields required. All right. Every author is the same on in my test setup. And we're just going to add that to season 2. The schedule thing never made sense to me. I don't know what they were thinking. And we can add this new 2x something. 2x04. Cryptic Crest. All right. Close changes. So now I can put the editor over here. And I should be able to just go to 2... let's go to the season listing on my local site. So season 1, sorry, season 2, and it should be this one. And no, it's not this one. Why did I think it was this one? Oh. March 7. Why would this not be there yet? Oh, I think I need to actually restart the server to get it to properly refresh. Yeah, I never quite understood. Oh well, that's some, you know, if I don't do it, it's not done. So the reason it's not doing that is because I haven't done it to do it that. Sometimes it sucks to be the developer. You can't complain about things not being there. All right, it's currently rebuilding. It'll take a moment. And here it is. Cryptic Crest 2x04 reveal puzzle. Okay. I haven't actually mentioned the task yet. Task. Sorry about that. I'm a little bit all over this place. I feel like, yeah, it's probably because of the bookkeeping and accounts and business stuff I had to be working on the last couple of weeks, so my brain is a bit scrambled. 131 invoices so far, and I'm still not done. And that's just one out of 10 different tax declarations. I have to do 5 VATs and 5 tax declarations I have to do, and I have 131 invoices so far for the first one. And that's only expenses. It's not even income yet. All right, so we have a task, zooming on visual riddle images. All right. Oh, no. Let me grab that. Task. Zooming in on visual riddle images. And I have some comments here. On devices with small screen, visual riddle. Visual small to see important details, possible options. Okay, so I think I want to just kind of give it a quick look-see, because there's a couple of questions we have. So, for example, what is the size of this image? Because it's here 548 by 548. But in the backend, if I go to the puzzle, and let me make sure I have the chat open just in case, because you guys might be telling me something I need to hear. This is double the size, right? So why is it grabbing this image? Or why is this image this size? If I open this in a new tab, it seems bigger. So I am presuming... Okay, so okay, so it is that size. Wait a second, what? Why did it... Oh, intrinsic size, well, rendered size. Okay, so it's already bigger. So zooming in is easy because we have the puzzle, the image. But we really should be using different sized images. Now, I have fixed an issue like that in the past. Because we probably shouldn't be loading in the big image if we're not using it. And how big is it? Images. It is 167K. All right, it's not too bad actually, because these compress pretty well. But yeah, we have this intro image size, for example. So we could potentially just use a 600 by 600 and then switch to the bigger, to the small one. But I don't actually know if the 600 by 600 gets created. So I'm not sure. Wait, I can check this. I think I can check this. I think the images do get stored on the server somewhere. Under CMS. Under... Probably not on a source. Under somewhere. Uploads. Maybe not on the CMS. Maybe there is... Deployment of receipts for... Public. Uploads. Puzzle images. Ah. Crazy Games logo words. That's not where this image goes. Profile images. No. Puzzle intro images. Puzzle images. Open container folder. I don't know if I can just open this down. Oh, okay, no, wait, here we are. Okay, this just an update. I don't know how I can force refresh this. I don't know. It's annoying that it doesn't refresh over the network. But anyway, so it does create all these. So we could switch to the smaller version, which is a third of the size, right? And then the original version thing. Okay, but right now it's actually using the full size. Let us look at the code that I've used for the intro images. So the intro images, we're probably got to look at client puzzle page, maybe. If I search for intro image URL, intro image is puzzle size large URL. Okay, so let's have a quick wander about this. Intro content, intro image URL. Okay. So, intro image. Client puzzle page, which then loads. I'm current. So we have image puzzle. So currently, puzzle page is what decides which. No, client puzzle page, and then client puzzle page here either builds a grid puzzle or an image puzzle. Okay. So then if we look at an image puzzle, image puzzle, we have the image here somewhere. There's the inputs, buttons, keyboard, image URL, image alt. Okay, so it's just called image. All right, fair enough. And the image is just passed straight in as a puzzle image. All right, let's just hide this away. So first of all, we're gonna have image.url. Right. And then puzzle intro image. So this, I believe... Wait. Find the... Boom. From payload blah blah blah. Okay. So, let's see. We might have to dig a little bit to find these types, because this is coming from payload config, which I believe is under the CMS sub project, because we have basically two mini sites here. And it's a little, I'm still not super familiar with where everything comes together, right? So we have collections, we have app, payload admin, payload API, but payload dash config at payload config. Components perhaps. No, I didn't want to open that. Components, no. I feel like I either knew this or I knew something that's very close to it. Is it under... There's like a types thing. If I go down somewhere. Like common types components. Like I don't, the at is, it's some sort of alias, but I don't know how I can map this string to a location that I can look at the frickin' file, like where that would exist in payload dash config. Where is that? Payload dash config. I'm basically just scrolling up and down the file listing and hoping to find something. Underscore DB, no. Underscore hooks, no. Direct games. Problem is, I don't think I can. Oh wait, can I search for this and find it like where it's actually being defined? So if I look, for example, find under CMS. If I look under CMS, payload admin segments page TypeScript. I think this might be source collections. Payload. So wait, puzzle intro images exist here. So the payload config might not actually refer to a file, but anyway, I think this might be it. So we have puzzle intro images, so that's the one we were looking for. We have image puzzle, no, puzzle images. So we also have 600, 300, 100. We don't have a defined raw size. All right. Okay, so I'm getting there. Can change the tax department of the government for at least minimum wage for completing other forms. Yeah, that's like, oh my god, some of this stuff is just so nuts. And then when I look at it, like, Like I'm going like, for example, I was trying to put some things for my trip for StokerCon. So I have like flights, like I have the big companies like mytrip.com and booking.com, and then they have a receipt and an order and a confirmation, but like not an invoice. And then you have a button you press and it says like create invoice, and then you press the button and it says receipt, and then you save it and then it says invoice. And like half the time the things don't agree, and like their paperwork of these big companies who can really afford to do it correctly, or you'd think, is worse than what I'm trying to do with no budget, no help, you know. And then I realize, like, they're so big, A, they're so big they don't have to bother, and B, the laws and the rules and regulations and stuff, they're so badly written that you can't do it correctly. You just can't. And for my brain, it's really, I cannot just let it go. I cannot just do it imperfectly, you know? Like, for example, I want to match every invoice to the exact amount, like when I got paid or when I paid that amount to like I'm basically, I exported my bank statements and I'm matching them up, but they often don't match. For example, an Amazon purchase, I might buy 5 items, I might get charged, and then I look, there's actually 3 invoices, and if I download the invoice actually contains multiple invoices concatenated inside one PDF, and then some of them aren't even invoices because it's generated by some guy in Thailand who doesn't know anything about this stuff, you know, and Amazon doesn't care, and I shouldn't care, but I do care, and like I'm trying to match it all up, and it's been horrendous. I'm also feeling my voice disappear slowly, so I have to be a bit careful. I took it out. Streaming, no. One second, let me check something, because I was tasked to take something out of the oven, which I did, but I didn't actually look at it. Let me quickly look at it. Just make sure I'm not burning the house down. Yeah, it looked fine. I left the oven door open a bit so it doesn't overcook, but now I closed it again, so maybe it'll stay a little warm. Okay, so what were we looking for? We were looking for... Yes, I wanted to output the different puzzle sizes. So puzzle intro images is not where we're looking for. We're looking at puzzle images, but I don't think we have access to it here. Except we do. So I'm feeling that these two things are related, but maybe not. Like, what the hell, right? /puzzle types, of course. Oops, sorry, I was like speaking next to the microphone. That references our source code here inside the web app. So from wherever we were. Ah, no, wait. Oh, no, because we're inside the type thing here. Wait, what? Puzzle images? Puzzle images, puzzle image. Puzzle images from / payload types, which is this. So, oh, okay. Oh my god. This seems so complex for something relatively simple. All right. Well, that's some weird automatically generated thing. Okay, so I'm barking up the wrong tree here. We kind of need this. We got to put that in here. Somewhere. In fact, we have it here, right? Puzzle image. Okay, so image, is image already of type puzzle image? Yes, it is. So we don't have to do this. All right, so we can say image.sizes .large.url. So that should just work, because here we don't have to typecast. Let me double check why we typecast this on whatever we just looked at here. So if I look at this, right, we're typecasting intro image, but isn't intro image already typed? So it is a props puzzle, destructured payload puzzle type, props extend puzzle, because these are kind of just added in here, but this props doesn't have any of this stuff in here. I don't know how this stuff works. It's just getting added in here. Props extend puzzle. Maybe it's this type. So if we go to payload types, which are these, not puzzles, because that's, where does that come from? Because I assume that this kind of maps to the things in, I kept pointing at it, but basically to these files. But puzzle is not one of them. Puzzles is. I don't think puzzles references puzzle from payload. Blocks app. PI admin. Components. Convert tempa. Fields. Globals. Migration. Payloads. Wait. Payload.config. Ooh, okay. Export, a bunch of stuff. But this is payload types, not payload config. Where does payload config come from then? Export default build config. Puzzles, player, globals, editor, plugins, sharp. We have collections, but I'm not seeing puzzle anywhere here. So if I search for puzzle, but puzzle comma, no. If I search for const puzzle colon, maybe const puzzle colon, because that's matching this type declaration, right? All right, I'm not finding it. I don't think I need this though. I'm just curious. Okay, so while I'm looking at this, this does output these, right? So we have image URL, which is the base URL. And then we have these for the smaller URLs. So we don't actually need to do much. We would just replace that. I don't know if the alt is different for the different sizes. But do this. It's null versus undefined. It's different. That's a bit odd. It's a little different. It's a little different. That's weird. So the alt. Okay, so these don't have the alt. The alt is on the base puzzle thing. All right. So we can either hardcode it to, because I could say, hey, just show a different image here. So if I change this to large, size.large.url basically, and then I can just delete these, right? So if I now refresh this page, I don't know why pressing F5 didn't do nothing. Now, if I say reveal puzzle, it looks like this. Now, if I full screen it, this is now different. This is like smaller than it would have been otherwise. Because it's still smaller than the 500 or whatever. The intrinsic size, right? So now it stops at 600 by 600. Now the question is, if I duplicate this exact thing, and I'm not going to change the browser size, but we're going to go back in here and set it back to the previous version, like that, and then we refresh. F5 doesn't work anymore for some reason on this page. I don't know what I did there. Yeah, yeah, it's bigger. Okay, that's a little. We probably would actually want to do like a proper image tag thing with like different sizes. So if I say HTML image with different sizes, will it automatically download only the correct one? problem is it's max width related. Like I shouldn't have to do this. It should. I mean, we can do it, but why do I need to, right? It knows how big it's gonna render the thing. In fact, it was telling us, you know, it tells us the difference between what was it? It was intrinsic size. But how over here? Yeah, intrinsic size and rendered size. So rendered size is 644. So it goes at most to double the size, which is a bit strange because here it feels like it's actually bigger. If I do this, click that, and hover here, rendered size 766. Oh, intrinsic size. Wait. If I go down, and then here, make it exactly the same again. And then we go back to here, go back to this, and then we, because it auto refreshes. I wish I could stop that. So it says rendered size 6 by 6, but it seems much smaller. And then if we go back to this one, it goes big. Now rendered size is 744. It still doesn't go up to 1118. And it's not vertical width here, it's height that we care about. In fact, it doesn't go higher than that. Yeah, it's definitely something to consider. So let me make a note of that. Where did I just open that? Where is the... Oh, my neck hurts. I can't turn my head. Where's this browser? Oh, down here. Consider using responsive image tags. Like that. Okay, for now, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'll leave it on the big image, right? Because now what we want to do is we want to figure out a way, an explicit, simple way of letting the user zoom in and then drag the image around. I mean, I think I'm just gonna do a naive version, probably using the mobile layout like this. Because originally I was thinking like, oh, maybe we can leave the keyboard on top of it, but the keyboard takes up more than half the screen. Although, even just overlaying above the stuff above it. So if I okay, let's just hack this in here for a sec. Oh, well, we don't necessarily have to do this, right? So styles, image puzzles. So the styles are coming out of image puzzle styles, right? And we can do this. So we have style, image puzzle, image, right? So we have this image thing here. So let me mess with it, right? So we're gonna do an outline, 10px dashed magenta, outline, inset, offset minus 10px. There we go. And now we can say position absolute. The problem is by doing position absolute, we're moving everything else. Ooh, relative. Because it'll keep its space, right? But now I can say top 0, for example. No, I cannot. Because basically I want to keep this space here, but I want to move this. If this is fixed, does that make a difference? Because absolute will do it, but we don't want to reflow the rest. I mean, I could obviously transform it. It would be easier to kind of just nest. Obviously, it'd be easier if I add an element, but I'd like to try to avoid that for now. Okay, let's see if I can do just on the image itself. So if I say position absolute, top 0, width 100%. So it seems to move the image only relative. Wait, position absolute, display, lock. Although I think once I position absolute, it forces it. Why is top 0 being ignored? Is there a relative positioned item above it? Position. All right, CSS, how to force something to be positioned absolute. Position fixed. Is that enough? Okay. Z index. Let's move it to the top. Where's this? Is the nav bar Z indexed even higher? Ah, 2000. Who would have ever thought of a 2000 Z index instead of 1000? All right, so that puts it here. If I make it height 100%, width auto, CSS height, set height, but keep aspect. I think I just do aspect 1:1 with auto. With auto. Maybe if I do this. Because I guess the image tag itself isn't big enough. What's the error? Okay. CSS center image inside its tag. Inside its img tag. Because we actually want to center it inside the image tag, right? So object position center sounds like the thing we need. So center the image inside the 300 by 200 frame. Centering the image tag itself. So where is the image tag? So here, image this. If I say 50px, left 10px, and I'll say height is calc 100 minus, and let's make these 2020 minus 40px, and we'll do the same thing for width. So now we should have a 20 pixel margin around, but the image should be centered with this, which doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah. Object position center. All right. So I have an img tag that fills the entire screen, and an image that is larger. I want the image to be centered in the tag, and overflow over the sides. I misspelled every th or letter order. Object position center doesn't seem to do the thing. Object fit none. To center a large image inside an image tag, let it overflow the text order. So object fit none. Ooh. It could be centered right now. I wouldn't know, actually. Can I control the size of the image? So if I do zoom 0.5, okay, 0.25, okay, so now the image is centered. It's just that because that's why I want to zoom out. This sigil is not centered relative to the other thing. All right, can I do background color red? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. So if we do this, all right, and now we can zoom 1. It's almost like we have another element in here. If I do object fit contain, cover. Yeah, I think that'll make sense, right? And we might want to do some sort of border around the outside. So let's say if we do 10, 10 minus 20, and then we'll do outline, oops, what is that color? We have that color somewhere as a variable, I believe. Blurby blurb. Can I grab that color from somewhere? I've grabbed that color elsewhere in the past. Can I search for this? Find in folder. Seriously? Is this not set as a variable somewhere? Where are these variables defined? No, this is where they're all being used. Where are they being defined? All right, doesn't matter for now. Doesn't matter. It should be in a variable somewhere. We should be using it as a variable. I think I can close that. Wait. Did I close the wrong thing? No. Here we are. So, if I do this, and then we'll do solid. So we have this now. And now we basically need to be able to drag. What's the easiest way to let the user drag the image around now to take a closer look? I think we'll need JavaScript. I'm going to do this without a heavy library, using a tiny bit of JavaScript. Update the object position based on mouse movement. Will this work for touch on mobile? So, okay, that's the JavaScript. So, image active, cursor grabbing, okay. Active. So I think we gotta do this. User select none. Prints highlight the image while dragging. Sure. Okay. Boom. Object position. 50%, 50%. Sure. So far, so good. Error. Okay, that's probably only related to some stuff that I was skipping out there. So, I'm just gonna try to hack it in there, just as a prototype situation here. This is it. So mouse move. Mouse down is dragging. Oh wait. Gotta be cool. We've got to be careful. Use global event. Mouse move. Mouse up. Mouse down. Okay, so this is all the stuff that we got to do for this thing. Add events on mouse move and mouse up. So first of all, I'm gonna do this because Next.js is gonna poop its pants. Let's see if this works as a use global. I'm just curious. So if I grab this now, so this use global event mouse move doesn't seem to work. Use global event, is that something that works on window only? Hooks. If I was a hook, where would I be living? Common hooks. Somewhere in common, I guess. Common. I saw it earlier. Where was it? Here. Common. Hooks. Here we go. Use global event. Use effect. Add document. Add event list. Document. I think it wants us to do this on window. It's weird that it doesn't work also on document. It's kind of weird, actually. I feel like it should work. Is it because of the user no, it's user select none, huh? Mouse move, use global event. If I want to do use global, if I want to do event listener or event listener object, Jesus Christ. All right. If I want to do this and I say use global event, use window event, window window. It returns a function. Okay. So if I say use window event here, is that just gonna work? No, it's gonna blow up because I don't know what I'm doing. Use effect is not defined. Okay. Let's have a quick look. What hooks uses? It wants use effect from React. Sure. User effect. And mouse move. Why does it only do that once? Let's try that. Add. Oh. Move, drag, touch, blah, blah, blah. Mouse down, mouse up. Touch start, touch end. I'm currently thinking, is this wrapping here useful? Use event listener. What is the React type for a DOM object? You know what? No, I'm just gonna do selector string event type. Right. So then we'll say const element equals window dot query selector. Can I because if I want to target window, can I do window dot query selector self? Can I do this? How to select parent with query selector. Because window, well, we are client side, right? All right. While query select is primarily used to find children descendants, you can select a parent by using the modern has pseudo class. Directly within the query schema by combining query selector parent dot parent has dot child. Select the parent only if it contains a dot child. What? For example, to select window. I think there's colon root maybe. Can I window query selector root selector? How can I select the window element in query selector? Because query selectors always needs to be executed as part of something. Because the method is designed to exclude selecting elements with the document object model, blah blah blah. So normally I would just pass the element in, right? But the problem is the element is likely not existent at this point, which is kind of the whole point of using use effect here. Because it'll re-render, right? I mean, we could say if the string is window, you know, so we could say if selector equals window, boom, return window, else return selector, right? And then we can just say element, boom, 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 right? Use window, use event listener. So here, use event listener, boom, window. I don't know why these are double quoted here. So now, mouse event, because I'm clicking. All right. Okay. So function handle move E, which I'll probably have to type properly later on, right? So then I should be able to just do this. We can do this now, and we can pass handle move in here, and then we can't. We want to also add, what did it consider here? Touch start, touch move, right? So if I have these two, touch move. Okay. So handle move, handle start, and handle stop. Right? So then we have these. And we want to add start, touch move, touch end. So we have mouse down, touch start, handle start, and then we have a mouse up and touch end. And all of these should be handling stop. So, nope. We do this. Oop, 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 nope. Touch move. Did it not recompile properly? Restart, boom, touch start, move, handle stop. And if I go out of this mode, touch start, move, touch stop, mouse up, doesn't fire because it's dragging. Okay, how to prevent dragging of an HTML element? We have user select set to none already. What am I missing? Or am I missing something here? Is dragging false? Yada yada. Do we need to do prevent okay. So touch move if e.type blah blah. Okay, so we're just gonna say e.type. Right. Prevent from scrolling while dragging the image. Sure. If e.type is that. But we now need to also make it work for all the other stuff, right? So mouse move. Yeah, because start drag, end drag is dragging false, start drag is dragging true. When I try, it picks up the image and moves it around with a stop symbol. Yeah. I knew this already, and you were supposed to already take care of that. User select is already done. Ghost image drag, okay. And WebKit user drag. It flashed. But now we get the mouse move and then mouse up. Okay. Cool. So now we want to have let is dragging equals false. Boom, boom, boom. And we need to do a little bit of look-see here. So start, handle start is dragging equals true. If is dragging, no, is dragging is true. If not is dragging, if not is dragging, turn. No semicolons, no semicolons. Purge the semicolons. All right. And then end drag is dragging equals false. So if I do this, clear, grab, move, release, nothing, touch, grab, move, release, nothing. Great. All right. We'll have a couple more variables here. And then get coordinates, sure. Boom. And then we'll have something like this. Start X. Sure. And then is dragging. Chords, client, blah. Okay, one sec. I'm just gonna take the rest of this one. Put that in here. So we have that one already. We have the coordinates here. Start X, start Y, sure. Sensor adjuster, very fast or slow movement. Okay. Oh, yeah. The image style. Okay, so we want to do a, not a use, we want to use state, I believe. I don't remember how to use state. So we probably need to do something like this. Const image pause, set image pause, something like that. And now initial value should be initial value should be 50. Right, and then here also set image pause. The set image pause is going to take that pause X, pause Y, and not that. And then down here, we should be able to just say image pause is whatever. Something like that. Right. Use window element. Oh, yeah. Okay. Drag. What is happening with the use window firing over and over? Oh, because it re-renders and then it adds the freaking things again. Use state. This is really annoying because the re-rendering will reattach the event handlers all the frickin' time. It's not a, it is a problem. We shouldn't be doing that. But it should still function. No, it won't function because it'll interrupt everything all the time. Touch move won't continue. So let's let the AI figure this out. Okay. Since this is a React object project, when I update the position, it re-renders and re-attaches the event handlers, interrupting the mouse, the move handling. So the is dragging needs to be set state and everything as well. The direct high performance pattern. Here's how you set up a smooth and doesn't conflict React's life cycle. Use image ref as well so they persist without triggering re-renders. Image ref is dragging, blah blah blah, state use ref. Okay. Alright. So it always gets more complicated with React. I don't know why people act as if React is making anything easier. I feel like it makes things so much more complicated than just plain JavaScript. All right. Start x plus xy. Can we just do this? Like that. Is that gonna work? Looks like it. And then we want to put everything in a use effect as expected. Like this. We'll probably won't need this now. And the use effect probably doesn't care about these. Oh, okay. So if I put these down here, I can indent all of this. Right. Do I need to modify things? Yes, probably, very likely. So, I love how first it creates this get coordinates and then it just abandons it again. All right. We probably what we probably want to do is pull out these and turn them into an XY array. All right. dx dy state dot current is drag. Okay, so state. So let's call this drag state. Right, and then is dragging, like, get rid of all of this. So then image ref current. Image ref current. Use ref, image ref, use ref now. Image ref drag state. If not image return, okay, sure. Use effect. And then I'm guessing the image down here, we need to set up the ref here. Okay, let's put that in here. I hate when I just throw Alt's draggable. Why does it throw that in there? Like, I know why, because it's trained on very dumb training data, on very like default toy problems training data, but it drives me nuts. As a professional developer, you will never ever even once want this ever. All right, handle start. So now we have to do the whole, we have to go all the way through the state, drag state, this replaces that, and then these replace that. State.current.start equals this and this. Right? All right. Then this goes in here. If not state is drag and return. Okay. Then we have e-type, which it now just forgot, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, but now this is state.current.start 0. And then this would be start 1. And no semicolons. So then state.pause. It shouldn't be plus equal. Oh, I don't like this incremental stuff. Wait, what? We're subtracting the start. And then the pause, we're adding the dx. I think we should take the current position into account here, vis-a-vis it being not 50-50. And then we don't want to do this. We want to set it. So we want the start. Basically, we want to reverse engineer our start position. Yeah, I think instead of doing this delta bollocks here, pause equals, right? It's really just gonna be minus start client X, client Y for now. And then this isn't real. Direct DOM update. No set state, no re-render. Ugh. That doesn't sound right. Image.style, blah, okay. Pause 0. Pause 1. Sure. State current start equals this and this. Boom. And then start drag state. Oh no, how many times did I use just copy state? Yeah, this all needs to be drag state. Boom, 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 boom. And dot current dot is dragging is false. Okay. It wants passive false on these. Mouse up. Listen to window. So dragging doesn't break if mouse leaks. Yeah, okay. Clean up the rental leaks. Okay, and then to return. On return, we'll do all of that. If I output this, what does that get me? Image pause is not defined. EMG pause is not defined. Image pause. Yeah. Unit hooks called inside the body of a function component. Okay, one sec. We added a whole bunch of stuff. I need to slow down. Make sure each step along the way makes sense. Invalid hook calls can only be called inside the body of a function. Can only be called inside the body of a function. Invalid hook call. Add use event as an interpreter. TS16 image. Use effect. Invalid hook call. Invalid hooks can only be called inside the body of a function component. This is one of my reasons. Sorry. Okay, so I think the use effect that I'm doing here conflicts with the ones here. So let's just do these direct. Add event listener. Yeah, because this wraps it in a use effect, and now we're just wrapping the whole thing in a use effect. So if I do this, all right, then we don't need these. Like that. Like that. Touch end. And then we can actually add these in. For touch start and touch move for some reason. Touch start. Where is mouse down? Mouse down. Which doesn't seem to need the passive handler. Marker. So start, starts, move, move, stop, stop. All right. And then this makes more sense. Oh, because these are on image. Oh, okay. I guess I can just do that now. It'll start. Don't we? I think we have to match these. I feel like we have to match these. I'm just going to match these. All right. Let's see. It's still complaining. Rebuilding. Rebuilding. Maybe I can just reload the whole page. Ooh, nope. Nope. Uncode interval calls hooks can only be called inside the body of a function. It's still going up here. Oh, because I'm doing that. And let's just get rid of this now. Boom. Rebuilding done. Handle end is not defined. Because I call it handle stop. But you know what? Handle end is fine. Okay. Alright. Something is happening. So we need to clean this up now. So basically, when we start, we want to reverse engineer our offset position, right? So at drag start, so console.log handle start, we want to output chords, and we want to output drag state current start. Right? So click handle start. Okay. It's not doing this. There's no other handle. Whoops. I want to have an X here. There's no other handle start. No. Okay, it's not refreshing the code for some reason. Okay. So start gives us that. And pause is currently at 50-50. So start. All right, so let me refresh. So start shows. Hey guys, hey Poochie. Hey, welcome back. Your walkies. Where's your walkies? Come here. Oh, hands are getting cold. You want to turn the fan down for me, please? You want to turn on the fan for me? Cool. All right. Stream is gonna come to an end maybe in the next 20 minutes or so. Maybe sooner. So, start shows as 0-0. Position is 50-50. Start is set to this. Excuse me. So what we want to do, our start, if our mouse was at 0, 0, our start should be 50, 50. And if we go to the right, it goes bigger. Now, there's two factors. The scale of start is going to be different. So it's the 0.1 multiplier, right? Although I don't even know yet if I want to do that, right? So we want to take the mouse position and subtract the current position. And then the difference between... So if these are the same and we subtract that, we want to get the 50, right? So if I subtract that first, imagine this is 0, 0. We subtract the position, we end up at negative 5, 50, negative 50. Imagine it's still 0, 0 here. 0 minus 50 is 50. No, 0 minus 50 is 50. Yes. Okay. So start should be drag blah 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 minus pause 0 and minus pause 1. So start is this, and then when we're moving it, we don't actually do any of this. The new position is going to be chords client X minus drag state 0 right? So let's reset that as well. So if I click and move it to the right, it kind of jumps. Chords client. The pause is 50 and this is 0, this is negative 50, minus negative 50 adds 50. So the start ends up like 140. So if I click in the upper right corner, chords, yeah, client X, client Y, whatever. Client X, client X, client Y. So if I click near the upper right corner, it should be very small. Chords should be very small. Start should start. It should begin with the initial pause. All right, let's refresh once again. And if I click up here, what do we get? We get position 50-50, relatively small chords. We'll get chords subtracted by that. And then handle start. And then as we move, so we have this situation. We're subtracting the negative, so we're adding that in. We're taking these, we're adding these, which should get us close to the 50-50 that we were in pause. So, first of all, let's see what's in here. Let's also see what's in chords. Let's indent all of these. My brain works slightly less hard. I'm still putting semicolons everywhere. This is a semicolon-free zone. Let's output start. And then let's output pause after the update. Right. Let's clear that. Move that up. Start here and move over. And it didn't refresh, and I don't know why it doesn't oh, it does refresh, but it doesn't renew the event handler. Okay, so we have a violent jump over, which is a problem, right? So touch start, touch move. So chords relatively small, chords slightly bigger, start position 56, 55. Start position. Wait, why the position? Oh, the positions are in percentages. Do we want percentage positions? Maybe we don't want percentage positions. Positions. We don't really want percentage positions, do we? We want pixel positions. And we want to start. So we might want to start here at 0, 0, but then offset it with transforms. Or we could just use transform. So if I do this, right, and then I'll just say style transform, however that's spelled, jeez Louise. All right, and then we'll say translate, and then we'll do px, and then instead of object position, page up. Instead of object position, we're actually gonna show transform. Right, and now if I reload this, we go click, move, transform. Wait, transform. No, it's not transform. What the hell am I looking? What am I thinking about? Okay, transform is blank. Transform, translate. See, as transform, translate. What am I missing? What am I? There's something that always confuses me about the syntax here. Oh, translate is a function with brackets. So we'll do that. Sure, why not? Click, drag, group, transform, translate. CSS transform, translate. My god, I use it so often. What am I getting wrong? Why is it thinking so slowly? Translate, transform, style, transform, translate, 2 pixel values with a space instead of a comma. All right, let's try again. And it's jiggery pokering. It's a jiggering and pokering. So start is at 0, 0. Position is at 0, 0. So if I grab it and move, grab, move, and the transform should be relative to that. But it kind of bounces around. Why? So the position is relative to this, right? And if I do this, wait a second. What if I say calc 50% plus 100 px, calc 50% plus 100 px. If I do this and refresh. Ooh. What? Oh, it needs white space around the plus symbol in calc? Really? Holy moly. Okay. So maybe we can... I think we need to use object position after all, because we're actually moving the picture inside the image. Like, we're almost... Yeah, I forgot that we're basically kind of sort of trying to fake another thing here. But we don't need the zero... we don't need to do it in percentages. So what we can do here is we can do our calc 50% plus this, and calc 50% plus that, and that should work. We need to refresh because it's still executing the old event handler. Why is it saying 50 something percent? No. Should be calc this. What? Calc? Const style str equals. This is a bit weird. But it's also, it might actually be executing the calc at that point. So what we're seeing might make sense in some universe. But it should be translating the pixel numbers to percentages for us. So we're gonna have to reload. And then as I move it over, yeah, we have the calc plus, oh, it's still percent. It should be pixel. Control. Okay. One more try. It also has this here. You know what? We don't need the calc here. We just want it to be relative to 50-50%. So let's try this again. Grab, move. Now, why is it jiggling and pokering? Card start shouldn't get updated. We don't care about that anymore. Right? Yes. 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 Hooray! All right. And now we can do zoom too. And we can go zoom, 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 zoom. And whoop, 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 whoop. Wait, why is... Yeah. Why is the zoom 2 making the margin bigger? That's kind of weird. We might not need the margin. I mean, the margin doesn't actually make any sense if you think about it, because we're trying to maximize a space utility. Ooh. Can even go bigger. I think. Are we not getting bigger? It maxes out at 1:1, I think. Oh, I can't even select the element. I think it basically... What the heck? I can't select things. Okay, here we go. Rendered size 75 by 133. What? That's not true at all. That's completely wrong. Render aspect ratio 75 by 133. That's so weird. Like, it doesn't know what it's doing. The zoom affects... That's interesting. The zoom affects how far it moves, but it refuses to go lower than 1 pixel per pixel. Now, if I don't have the zoom at all, I think it goes 1:1, yeah. There's something about it I don't like. It doesn't feel like it's a significant magnification, because it only lets us get to 1:1 resolution. Image, object size. I'm sure there's a way of going bigger than native. So we have object fit. Oh, because it's object fit cover. If I say none, then, oh, because cover forces it, I think. And then I can say zoom 4. Oh. So we could have multiple zoom levels. And we just want to, ooh, okay, so we can kind of look around. That error is probably nothing. Yeah. So if we reload this, can do this, right? And if I am in that mode, we can do this. So that would be the logic for the grabby draggy. So that works now perfectly, if I may say so. And I don't think we want to scale it. We want it to be attached to the mouse or to the touch handler, because, and by touch I mean we want the pixel you grab stay under it. We don't want to have a different drag factor. At least that's how I feel about this stuff. But it's just a sort of quick proof of concept. Let's reload this again to see if it works. And then I basically just need a button to transform from the one mode to the other mode, which shouldn't be too hard. Basically, it'll be as simple as attaching a class and maybe executing the function that starts all this. Cool. All right, I'm gonna call the stream here. It's gotten pretty late. Was a bit of a different one. I haven't done like front-end web stuff in a while, because with SudokuPad I don't get much opportunity to do user interface stuff. So at least I have something I can sort of present as like, okay, how do we want to handle this, right? Do we just want to zoom it in? Do we want to have multiple zoom levels? Do we want to scroll wheel zoom? All these sorts of things. Cool. All right. And the other thing we did was, let me just look. Ah, yes, it was the next button thing. So I think, can I find the next button thing again? Was it here? Yeah. So I can do a screenshot of that. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's pretty bad too. I don't know how to draw a circle. And I didn't even type that word right either. Something is another. ING at the end of the word is another thing that my hand-eye coordination just messes up constantly. All right, and then this one was a different version. Okay. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for sticking around, Keith. Appreciate your company as always. And thanks for all the new patrons that have been joining the last couple of weeks. I really appreciate that. That actually is very, very encouraging and makes it clear how important it is that I keep things running. I constantly have this open now on a separate monitor on my desk, so I constantly keep an eye on the server, make sure everything is running smoothly. It's the memory that's the thing that's most concerning. And I have a couple of things that I have planned and I started working on, so hopefully I can relatively soon improve the situation there as well. Anywho, thanks for hanging out, and Have a nice rest of the weekend. I'll see you guys in the next one. If you choose to visit again. Thanks for hanging out. Bye bye. Have a good one. And I lost my mouse. Here we go.